What's good, everybody? It's your boy Joby1 here with the Fan Force Alliance. Today we've got our guy in the chair, Anakin, Crispin, the Jedi twins here with us today. And
Hi.
we've also got Rob, Jedi Rogar should be joining us in a little bit. Maybe Ryan Speaks Geek. So, yeah, you guys, thanks for joining us today. We got a lot of subjects to cover. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
I
Yep.
mean,
Woo.
Bad Batch, which it's been long enough now. Oh my goodness. Oh my
I know.
goodness. That was crazy. And I tell you, at the beginning of the season, you guys remember I was saying stuff like, "Oh, they're all gonna die. We're not gonna have it." I was so like, it's such a crazy feeling to be able to see it like kind of figure a creative way to duck them off by themselves and to have us be able to continue to imagine what their lives might be like beyond that. So, that was a lot of fun. What did you guys think of the finale, though? What did you guys think?
It was awesome.
Oh, you
Of
guys
Oh,
want
yeah.
me to?
course.
You go
Yeah,
ahead.
I
You can
know.
go, Anakin. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Anakin.
I freaking loved it. Dude, like, ever since Crosshair tried to like basically sacrifice himself and leave Hunter and Wrecker behind, I basically like had tears in my eyes like the whole time. It was pretty intense. Like I thought that originally I kind of imagined since season one, they would all go out in a blaze of glory. Maybe like the Bad Batch team would be playing and they'd be all like go down in a blaze of glory or whatever. But I'm really glad that nobody else died to like surprise. I don't know, just do like some really special storytelling without having to take anyone else away from us. But it was pretty crazy when Crosshair gets hand cut off. Dang. Honestly, I thought when the camera panned away, I was like, oh, maybe he'll still get to keep his hand. Maybe someone's gonna stop him right before he gets it cut off. But I don't know, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting development too. They found a way to, because I was wondering like, how are they gonna, I was expecting or waiting for like this big redeeming moment where Crosshair like all of a sudden like remembers how to be a complete perfect sharpshooter again and just starts, you know what I mean, going. And I'm kind of in a way glad that we didn't, get that, or get the classic, like hero trope, and that they kind of let it be.
Mhm.
There was some simmering tragic moments, and also some wonderful success in it, and so it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I know some people were kind of criticizing the epilogue, as they're saying, but I thought it was great. That ending, anyway, I thought it was good.
Oh,
It made me feel good.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, like with the crosshair thing, I agree with everyone. It's the way they fixed his problem that he couldn't shoot anymore with crosshair. So
Yeah, but
he was
he
right on.
he made that shot though.
He did. He
He
did.
made the
He made.
shot.
He was
That was
forced to.
awesome.
Oh, you
I
cried.
yeah, I
It
loved
was
it.
emotional.
Mhm.
Well, and it, well, but it kind of gets to like poetically describing to that Crosshair kind of gets to finally accept though that he's not just his really good aim. You know what I mean? Like his character development arc. He went from being that guy who was the absolute sharpshooter to where we got to kind of get to enjoy him for and appreciate him for something that wasn't just his
Mm-hmm.
skill set. Where it's like you tend to like a lot of times we tend to kind of reduce the character down to like whatever their best power is, and when there's a lot of depth to those characters, like it's easy to look at Palpatine and just think power, like, but there's so much more to all the machinations leading up to that point, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
to get to there. And so there's so much nuance that gets lost a little bit in some of the big theatrics that we get, and I think these animated shows and some of the other series kind of give us an opportunity to see some of that nuance in a better way. But that's harder to do in the movies, because you're limited by the time that you have. And
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah,
sell a movie. You got to make big, crazy moments to sell the movie too.
This is true.
Yeah. I was actually shocked by that little ending, the last very part. I thought, oh, this is over. It's done. That's pretty good the way it ended. And then here we see it. I'm like, who is that? Is that Fee?
Oh,
Who is that? Who is that?
I knew exactly
I
who it
loved
was.
it. Yeah, I loved it.
I love you at first.
That's the part that a lot of people are. Kind of
It broke me
criticizing.
like so bad. I don't get it because,
That-
dude, I think it's just so perfect. Like, I honestly, they always kind of they always surprise me. Like, ever since Star Wars Rebels, after that, I've always like for Mandalorian and Ahsoka and stuff. I always kind of try and like predict how it's gonna end up, and
Yeah.
sometimes we get a lot of that stuff right, but it just surprises me how Dave Filoni and like Jennifer Corbett and everyone just managed to like I said, just like still make it so special, and like it's like a subversion of expectation almost. But just the ending, I guess there was kind of the time skip with Rebels, but it was different because Sabine monologue, but just scared however many years.
Like I wonder.
I was just gonna say, just gonna skip forward.
No, I was gonna say, I wonder if like all of that is to like, because it seems like that they have used now these 3 seasons of Bad Batch to almost potentially jump off several extending series. Like,
Yes.
I could see something going off of like now we have this rebel version of Omega, but beyond that, you have like this clone story going on between Rex and Wolf and all those guys. I mean, there's like so much, and then they could, if they have some stories going on, they could come to this little hidden island where the Bad Batch's old men are hiding out, borrow them for their skills occasionally. I mean, there's so many possibilities, and even Force wielder stories through Asajj, going on bounty hunter, looking for things with Finnick, and there's so many opportunities for potential spinoff there. So
Well,
I
think
wonder, I'd imagine they've got to give us something, because
I think that
we're
they're
gonna be
definitely
clamoring for it.
they're definitely going to give us something, probably with Rex and Wolf and Gregor.
Yeah,
And
that'd be fun.
I think Omega would be in that too.
And
I think it
Echo,
would be
probably Echo.
Echo. I think that would be a really good spinoff.
Well, and I think Omega's going to show up in Ahsoka. I think she's going to show up in the live series.
She could.
She could.
Look.
Yeah. I mean, she could.
I think that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I wonder if we might be able to see, live action Omega and live action Boba Fett get some like the Spider-Man meme thing going on where they're pointing at each other. Like that would be, I mean, I think that could be interesting to see, but again, you don't want them to just do things for the sake of fan service. I mean, I do, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
It has to matter and make sense, and so like that's cool. I'm all right with that. But I have simple taste. You can just show me like a lightsaber. But go ahead. Sorry.
I kind of get the feeling that. Oh my bad, bro. I think that other than Ventress, like the voice actress for Ventress posted something like after her episode came out on Bad Batch, just saying like we'll get more details, more to come. And the fact that it was her who said that makes me think it'll probably be animated, you know what I mean, instead of like a book or something. And other than that, though, I wouldn't be surprised if the way that they ended the finale. Other than that, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if the way they ended everything, like not including Rex and Wolf and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't actually pick up on that necessarily anytime soon, because it almost feels like every decision they made for the finale, and even just season 3 of a whole, it was all character-based decisions. You know what I mean? So like maybe originally they wanted to do more with Rex and all of them, but when they kind of found it, I think that they kind of maybe started to tailor the narrative to wrap up kind of like the Bad Batch's story. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of when Rebels ended. That was in like 2019, I think, or 2018. And then it took us literally like 5 years to pick up on what happened with Ezra and Thrawn. So I was like, I don't know, man. I think that about Ventress and we might end up getting Rex in like a comic or book or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be even if it does come out in comic or book form, I mean, it'd just be nice to be able to pick up with what has gone on with these characters, But and we do have a lot of live action stuff coming up that might make it tough for them to shoehorn in some more animation because you got Acolyte coming up, you got all this stuff with Ahsoka and Mandalorian and the movie and so many other versions, so much media getting ready to come out at the same time. But you do want to have something in there for that like 10 and under audience that they're going to be able to really gravitate towards, and to really draw them in. And I mean, Bad Batch, we're adults and we watch it and we enjoy it and it's made for us too. But the primary idea would be obviously to try and bring in more young eyeballs to Star Wars. So you're going to want to have something like that, like a Rebels, like a Clone Wars, like whatever. So these kids
I think they definitely have something planned.
For sure. I don't think they can wait that long to drop a new animation,
No, but they usually work on that stuff like a year or two ahead of time. So whatever it is, like they priority are working on with the first season.
And I'm definitely interested to see where they go. But we can talk about Bad Batch all day because I love those guys. So what about real quick? When we're on TV. So we might.
You want to say something, Jill?
I do want to say something before you go on to another subject. This isn't about Bad Batch, but it is something I thought about the other day simply because we have the Acolyte coming and we just finished our sleeper hit, which will go tomorrow afternoon. I don't know when Joy has it going out.
Morning.
But it'll be
morning.
Okay, it'll be going out here on the Fan Force Alliance channel. You'll get to see the first sleeper hit, and it's Jyn Erso. Well, her mom was a Jedi.
Yes.
And it was the old Jedi. Do you think that she'll show up in the Acolyte?
I don't know if she's that. Well, because Acolyte takes place in such it's like I think like 80 years before the Phantom Menace. 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So it's
so she's when's Rogue One? That's before
Rogue One.
Oh, that's
right. Yeah.
Probably not then.
No. But I mean, it's an interesting thought.
It was an interesting thought.
Wars, well, that's the thing about timelines.
Honestly,
part of the reason why it can be confusing,
Yeah,
Anyway,
but honestly, I have to say, Lyra, Galen's wife or whatever, basically Jin's mom. She actually wasn't a Jedi. She was going to be a Jedi Rogue One, and then they actually took that part out of the story. But yeah, fun fact.
Interesting.
But so
actually,
the actually guy. Well, actually, the canon police. No, I'm just kidding. But the thing. So again, I don't want to stay on Bad Batch for too long because I can literally talk about that show like all day long because of all the things that it implicates, like including the whole Project Necromancer thing that really ties two ends of the Star Wars universe together Like there's this time gap, and now we kind of know why, because they really redirected. The research still existed, but all the money went towards the Death Star because that is what was going to further Tarkin's political career, was getting the Death Star in front of Palpatine and really making him a figurehead alongside of the Emperor. So Tarkin rose to prominence due to kind of like what happened with the Bad Batch, messing up Hemlock's plans and blah 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 blah. So like all that money was able to go towards this bigger project in the Death Star, and so it kind of ties in like why there's this gap, But the research still existed, which is why we see Moff Gideon messing with it later on in the Mandalorian, and then again further on in the future when we get to the sequels. So it's cool that they're doing that same thing that they did with like Rebels and the prequels, because I mean not Rebels, but Clone Wars and the prequels, because that really tied it all together for everyone too.
How are we still getting that research knowledge though? It was all destroyed.
No, I mean, it's the Empire, man. There's and listen, if the federal tax building all of a sudden got destroyed, they're still going to be able to track down whatever it is that you owe. I promise. And so it's the same way. I think there's probably redundant, data based on all the cloning and the blood and all that stuff that obviously Moff Gideon was able to get his hands on and kind of like to pursue his own interests. He got his hands on that kind of hidden research, and then once it came back to light, obviously, that went back to work towards what we got in the sequel.
Wasn't it? Didn't it come back into play again with what's the doctor that was in
Hemlock?
Dr. Pershing?
Oh, the other one.
Dr.
That's it. Dr. Pershing. I couldn't remember his name. So, I mean, he started doing research on that. So what he found and his findings probably benefited Moff Gideon.
Yeah, exactly. So Pershing kind of picked up on Hemlock's research and probably at the behest or order of under threat of life by Moff Gideon and his regime. And at the time, the rising First Order wasn't really the First Order. It was like these segmented groups of Imperial sympathizer groups that were all independent. Some of them were warlords, gangsters, and whatever, and they were running these miniature versions of the Empire the way they would want to see it. And eventually a leader came out. Well, Moff Gideon was one of these many leaders. Thrawn, now we're finding out, is another one that's kind of rising up. And there's all sorts of other little kind of semi-leaders, but no real clear leader. And that's when eventually, again, the Emperor comes back out, yada, yada, with the sequel. So, that's, which is great that they're using that to tie it up. But again, now I want to kind of, speaking of, okay, we're talking about the Empire here. So did you all finish Tales of the Empire?
No, but go ahead.
We did not, but go right ahead. We started.
No, we can't.
No.
We can't.
Oh,
We can't.
Oh,
We can't.
oh, yes, you can.
No,
we saw the first two. We saw
we
the
can talk
first
about
two.
the first two.
No,
with Morgan Elsbeth.
The last three episodes are so
good.
You
mean with the...
We can talk about the first two episodes if you want, but those last three episodes,
okay.
My goodness. I was literally... I was having a visceral, emotional reaction to it. Like,
my goodness.
Very, very gripping. And it was highly anticipated because we're getting to walk down this path with Varys. And it's a character we all have been connected
wondering about
to and really, for a long time. So it's really, 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 really good. And so I don't want to spoil it. But I will say that the first two episodes of the Morgan Elsbeth arc are really good, and when you find out, you said now in was it the second episode when you find out that there's another type of witch on Dathomir?
Yes.
No. Oh yeah, the one in the mountain.
The one that the mountain people or whatever they're called. And she doesn't let on that she is.
You get to see her kung fu.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was mind blowing, right? Because now we found out that there were other witches on Dathomir
Yeah.
accessing the light side of the Force as opposed to the dark side of the
Yeah.
Force. And now that really opens up again a whole other possibility of stories, characters, future thoughts, past stories that haven't been told. It offers a layer of the universe that
Mhm.
hasn't even been explored. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that to
cool.
me, when I saw that happen, I was like, no, they didn't. It's good. They brought good witches. They brought the good witches into this, bro. They brought them in,
Yeah.
man. I could not believe it. So, and but it makes sense because it's all about balance with the Force. They're always talking about that, throughout
Yeah.
the movies. So to see that continuing and having to persist even with the witches of Dathomir is cool for the storytelling, in my opinion. Some people might be
Yeah.
like, how it is. Some people kind of get caught up in the old storytelling and that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that's their Star Wars. And I mean, I get that 100%. But for me, it just takes me to another imaginative place of like, wait a minute, this could mean so many things. Like what about Marin from the Jedi
Yeah.
Survivor? Like
Right.
was she one
Yeah.
of the Valley Witches, or was she one of the, or
Yeah.
where does her powers lie? Because she was on the good side, helping out good. So, it just kind of, again, it opens up some ideas and some possibilities to me. But what do you guys
Mhm.
think?
Yeah.
Because I've been talking for way too long. Go
Yeah.
ahead, share your thoughts.
So first off, I'm glad they brought in those other witches, just because they've actually mentioned before in canon, besides the witches of or the Night Sisters. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that is super interesting, and I didn't notice, the whole light side, dark side thing, but it makes sense because of how their tribe is and everything. And it also makes me wonder what would attract those other tribes of witches to Dathomir, because the whole thing about Dathomir is it's like very strong in the dark side. And if you play the
Mhm.
video games and stuff and you go there, like that's why certain force users go there. So it makes me wonder, why that particular clan of witches would be there. And then also, you know, after the Night Sisters are destroyed, uh, Morgan Elsbeth loses all markings on her face and seems to maybe
Oh
lose
yeah.
her power or something.
How come Marin?
The spells are undone or whatever. But that makes me wonder, because Marin is on Dathomir the whole time from Fallen Order, and she is super powerful. Like, she has no problem using the green fire. So that honestly, I don't think she's from a different tribe or anything. I just wonder if her magic and stuff was farther along than
Hmm.
Morgan Elsbeth. Like maybe Morgan Elsbeth,
Hmm.
had some spell that what's her name that Marin was not using. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think of that, honestly?
Hmm. I don't
You
know.
know,
Go ahead.
I mean, Marin is like, I didn't play through the games. I just watched through all the cutscenes because I'm so terrible at these games, especially if they put like little puzzles in the middle that you got to solve. Like, dude, I will literally, I can't do it. So I went back and I watched the story. I got to learn the story, and so
Mhm.
but I agree with you. I don't personally think that she's from the other tribe, but I mean, obviously her motivations are different than like Mother Talzin, for instance. You know what I mean? Because she finds
Mhm.
herself on like trying to help out, a Jedi who really to the Dathomir are kind of an enemy, to the witches.
Yeah.
So, but I also wonder why like you say, why are these light side witches here in the, but maybe that has to do with like the difference between the valley and the mountains, and that was the purpose of that, and like maybe the mountains have some connection to the light side because of its forests and everything else that are there, but also
Hmm.
there's the philosophy of there is only the force, and the light and the dark is what is
Straight
within
up.
the person, and so it's almost like their uh corruption of it, or their good use of it that decides whether or not it's the light or the dark that they're actually accessing.
Mhm.
And that's just a theory on, how the force works. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, but it's just fun to kind of think about in that way. But I was definitely pleased with. I think you guys are gonna watch the last 3 episodes, twins, and you guys are gonna be like, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, yeah. We just had a
Um,
busy day yesterday,
Have
so
you
we
guys
couldn't get to
watched
it.
the Clone Wars before?
Well,
What's
Say that
that?
again.
Have you guys watched the Clone Wars?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. Have you
Oh,
watched
yes.
the Clone Wars before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we
I-
have. So we know
I
who you
love
guys
the
are talking about.
clones. The clones are sexy.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
a whole bunch of Tamara Morrison, basically. So, but yeah, it was really cool. It was really
Yeah.
cool seeing Thrawn like in Clone Wars animation. I freaking love Thrawn, so that is just dope. The fight with Rook, that was awesome too. Pretty good because he gives it to her. He gives her the work, and then she kind of struggles against Ahsoka too. So maybe her skill level just really increases between her fight with Rook and Ahsoka.
that was
But
crazy. That was unexpected. Like whenever Rook showed up, I was like, "Whoa!" Like it was literally like
Yeah.
a fan moment, like just fan moment
I was
for me.
cheering.
I was like, "No way!" Like it was crazy. And whenever I saw Rook, I was thinking, dude, Thrawn is right around the corner, bro. He is right over here. He's about to show up. Like I was
Okay,
just ready for it.
Literally.
Have
I
we
have to
seen that?
ask.
Rook. Have we seen?
Yes. Should we know Rook?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in.
He's from
he
Star
was
Wars
in.
Rebels season
He
4.
was in Rebels.
Oh, from the Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I-
Thrawn used him to like hunt down Ezra and especially Jarazeb at one point because they had this hyperdrive that they stole out of or something. I don't remember what part it was.
Yeah.
And they hid it in some rocks, and then
Okay.
then Rook was
Okay.
coming to hunt them down.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while since I saw the Rebels, so
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah,
That would make an interesting 2-pack. That would make an interesting 2-pack Black Series.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool to get a Thrawn pre-Grand Admiral look.
Yes.
All they'd have to do is put him on one of these other Imperial bodies. It'd be a really simple figure.
Right.
But I still want to. We haven't gotten any figures from Tales of the Jedi, and I still want a young Dooku.
Oh, right.
Who?
Yeah. Dooku.
Oh,
Count Dooku.
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen anything from them?
I don't know. I don't know if maybe they'll do it later. It's kind of like a special release. Maybe they won't do any figures from it at all. You know what I mean? It's
That would be a shame.
But you gotta think of it.
I know. I wish they would do like a subline.
But it's so stylized to Clone Wars that it'd be kind of hard to do like it's not like they could just take the other Count Dooku head and then paint his hair brown or something. Then he's just gonna look like Count Dracula. So they're gonna have to they'd have to make a new Dooku head with different hair, and you know what I mean. It'd have to be a whole thing.
But they've done it for the Rebels characters and stuff.
That's true. That is true. They did it for. I have some of the Rebels ones up here, but I'd love it if they did. I don't know if they'd actually do it, Hasbro, but I'd love it if they did. Hasbro, if you ever see this stream, please do it. Yeah, I see.
We still haven't gotten a Book of Boba
in the
Fett.
comments. That is true. We don't have the proper Throne Room Book of Boba Fett, figure. That is true. Something that we're gonna need. The one that we have is actually the Mandalorian look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been some years. It's kind of like, we really long time need a new Rex, and we need a bunch of. But we'll talk figures in a minute because we have a whole segment on that. So
Oh, okay.
hold on, real quick. I do want
Okay,
to say,
I'm
did you
sorry.
guys see the? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just am
No,
apologizing.
no, it's okay. It's okay. Trust me. As soon as we start talking action figures, y'all saw me look back like this because I'm like, okay, let's go.
I
But
know. Did we all?
but real quick, did you guys see the new Acolyte trailer?
Yes. Yesterday.
Okay.
No. Oh yes,
Yes,
we
we
Yeah.
did.
did.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's
Oh,
awesome.
and
Really,
we see who the acolyte is, right?
well, we
At the
see
end of
who I
that.
think who the Acolyte I think is going to be the girl. That because Acolyte
Oh.
it kind of is like student in a way. It's kind of like the word acolyte is not necessarily like a master of anything. So I think that it's going to be this journey of this person who's this girl's obviously going around murking Jedi. She's taking Jedi out at the behest of this masked person, I believe. And I think this masked person is the
Yeah.
master, and it's like the new rise of the Sith, and he has wooed this former Jedi Padawan to be his apprentice, and that she is the acolyte that we're learning about. And the
Okay.
master is the big bad of the series, but it's all being told from kind of their perspective. So the way that I see it is not a story of like the Jedi hunting anybody down. It's the story of this person who has stepped away from the Jedi and is growing alongside of it, whoever this master is. And I think that person who we see draw a red blade and that's wearing that mask is whoever this, leader, master character that we see her, I think, approach on Acto. Actually, I think
Huh.
at the end, on the one trailer when she's the assassin girl is walking up on the rocks, and there's that person in the distance off on the rocks wearing a cloak and everything. I'm pretty sure that's the guy that we see, or the person with the red blade. And in the forest, I think is the same person. And I think that what we're looking at on that island is Octo. So I think that's the former old Jedi temple / old, dark side vision and all that stuff. I think that's where they are.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Oh.
We think that that's going to be number one.
So
The number one black series in that series.
Yeah. No, we're not talking figures yet.
Okay.
Shame.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is
I was
that
gonna
I
say,
think that
I
we're
think
going to get.
slide.
Go ahead, Anakin.
Oh, sorry, I think the figure slide number 2 or 3 is empty for the acolyte. They showed like 1, 3, 4, or 5 or something. So I think number 2 might either be Kalnaka or that Sith guy. She brought it up, but all the other thing I was gonna say is I feel like I heard something a few months ago about the assassin character. I forget her name, but that she's in the middle of like some conspiracy or whatever, and it goes deeper than like she ever imagines. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a agent or something. And then I'm thinking, what if the guy with the lightsaber is actually like I don't know, maybe like the Asajj Ventress of been actually a Sith.
Yeah.
Maybe he's working for the Sith and she's working for him. But I don't know.
Well, like the thing is like, okay, so what do we know about the Sith from this era? I mean, I don't really know too much from the books, but I know we know Darth Plagueis is before Palpatine, Sidious, and
Yeah.
that was taking place kind of all during Phantom Menace, and right before Phantom Menace, right, is when he's kind of training underneath Plagueis. So, and then Plagueis was the Sith, and so he was somebody's apprentice before that. So, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it shouldn't be too many generations of Sith lords, the leader, between what we're watching and Palpatine's eventual rise to power. You know what I mean? Like maybe 2 generations separated or something like that. Because it's not that many years. It's only 100 years.
So this is
So
before uh what's his name?
before
The
Plagueis, yeah, before
Plagueis,
Plagueis.
that's him. Yeah.
So
Okay.
either
That's
Plagueis'
correct.
master or Plagueis' master's master.
I see. Okay.
Is the way I'm thinking, because it's not that far back. It's only 100 years back.
So they really have time to really expand on that whole series. They
Oh, for
they
sure.
can. Okay.
yeah. And in the books, like in Legends, in the Darth Plagueis novel, Darth Plagueis and Palpatine were already kind of planning, like, kind of the Clone Wars and all that stuff. And I think that they had even acquired Darth Maul already as a child alive. So, I mean, I don't know. The machinations of the Sith they're pretty crazy. I wouldn't be surprised to just, I don't know, find out like something completely out of left field, having to do with the whole master and apprentice thing and the acolytes and how many acolytes are there, and you know what I mean. But yeah, if it's 100 years after Live of the Jedi, the first High Republic book, and then 100 years before Phantom Menace. So Palpatine will definitely not be alive. If his master is Plagueis, which I think there was some source book in canon that confirmed that his master was Plagueis. Then I don't know, dude. Maybe at this time Plagueis is like Tenebris. Maybe the assassin and the character with the red lightsaber. Maybe they're just all working for Tenebris, and maybe Leslie Headland will like completely change Darth Tenebris and make
Oh yeah.
That's Plagueis'
yeah, because
master.
there's only so much actual canon. There's actually only so much canon material, right? Yeah, and you're saying that Tenebris is Plagueis' master.
Yeah.
So
technically, she
I guess
could
that's what I'm saying.
change it all if she wanted.
Yeah, that's true. And these could be just underlings working under a whole, just they might not even be full-fledged Sith. They could just be working kind of almost like Inquisitors underneath these, the actual Sith that are, planning towards their eventual, rise to power or what have you. It could be just laying the groundwork for sowing chaos, by going around and taking out, a Jedi here and a Jedi there and a Jedi here, just to start throwing the balance off, But I don't know. I'm excited about it. I know there's a lot of interesting conversations, to keep it mild, online about this show that hasn't even come out yet. And I know there's just some people out there that don't like the idea of like a woman that could like kick their butt being a main character. And I don't know. To me, there's something hot about a woman that could potentially kick my butt. So I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how it might go. And I mean, on the serious, I'm joking, but on the serious side, like if you're watching the UFC, like all of those girls could probably beat my butt, and any of the guys that are sitting back going, "What? Listen to all this woke Disney stuff and blah blah blah." Like, this man, come on, just let us enjoy Star Wars. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you're just saying stuff for views, just say that. You know what I mean? Just say it. If you're just talking to talk, just say it, because I'm good at that. Just talking to talk. That's why I started a talk show. But anyways, Tom's Days. Am I right? Right here on Fan Force Alliance. Shameless plug. But anyways, but yeah. So moving on. Acolyte was really great, and I'm super excited about it. I think once we get that first episode, we will be clamoring to have another live to just go on and on about it, because it just looks really good. But guys.
Yeah.
We're all Black Series collectors here, and yesterday yesterday put a giant smile on my Black Series face. I
Oh
don't know about you
yeah.
guys, but
Mm.
my heart was like, no way.
Oh yeah.
Man, that
Uh-huh.
Sidious reveal. That Sidious
Yeah,
reveal.
Mm.
that's the
Yeah.
quickest
Mhm.
one.
Yep.
My goodness.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Uh,
My
Yeah.
goodness. And they gave
I'm really
extra
glad they
hands.
gave
They
him
got the extra
black
hands.
hood.
They changed, the plastic
Oh,
hood,
yeah.
so we're not having to fight against
Yeah.
anything there. They changed expression. He's got that more like my little green friend look on his face. So I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with that reveal.
Me
I
too.
thought that one was great, man. I thought
Were
It's
that
you
like
all
10
able
years
to get
old.
anything? Were you
I
all
didn't
able to pick anything?
I don't really pre-order anymore
see.
unless once I get closer to the date. Oftentimes because I don't want to end up in a situation where like 15 pre-orders come out of my bank account at the same time, and
Oh
then
right.
I'm having barbecue action figures for the week. So I try to and I'm very picky and choosy. So sometimes I'll get like really hyped by a reveal of something that I really don't necessarily want for the collection. I'm just hyped that it's coming out for the line. And so if I'll pre-order everything and then be like, and then end up like, oh, I really didn't want this, or I didn't really. So I have to kind of like, pick and choose, and be a little bit like I pre-ordered the Droidica the other day. So
okay.
because GameStop's gonna ship on May 27th, they say.
Oh, okay.
So when I saw that
That's nice.
them move the date to the 27th, I was like, click. Click. Yeah, we're gonna take that one. And then I did pick up the Battle Droid C-3PO pack, and I did pick up the Mace Windu 187 pack. From,
Yes!
Shop
Yeah,
Disney
that was
finally.
quite interesting how they had Disney. You went on and you had to wait. It's like wait
I was
in
like
line.
22,000. I was like 22,000th in line going, I'm never
Oh
gonna
my
get one.
God.
They're still in stock. They're still in stock right now.
Oh, I was on my computer and I went on my phone. I was like, it's like so high. The numbers were high on the phone, and I went to my computer. I got in. I had to wait like a couple minutes. Well, the first time I was pretty much in a minute after it opened up, but I didn't work out. I didn't do what I wanted, so I had to go back in. So I got back in line in the queue again, and it really didn't take but 5 minutes. I thought it was going to be forever because I waited, and they were still there.
I waited 10.
Yeah,
but they're still in stock. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we got two of them. We got two of them.
Well,
we were
have
just
a Disney reward card, so we got them for $0.
Yeah,
we got two of them.
Nice.
Yeah,
so we didn't pay a thing for them.
No.
Yeah, that's a win. That is a big win.
Yeah, it is.
I did notice that they had the phase 2 and B1 Battle Droid pack for like $30 or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, did they have it there?
It's on Shop Disney right now for $33.99.
Oh, what a bummer!
Isn't that a shame? I know.
Yeah, it is. We got ours at Hasbro. They shipped. They came.
Yeah,
we got two of those.
I might scoop one. I mean, at $33.99.
Oh yeah.
But I don't need them because I have I have them already. So.
Yeah, but the helmet comes off.
Yeah, I know. I have so many, and I know we're gonna get, now that the helmet removable thing is a thing, we're gonna get so many variations of clones with
Probably, yeah.
And I have so many clones as it is that I feel like a Kaminoan. I don't have the neck for all these clones, guys. I just don't. So I'm gonna maybe even like retire some of my original body clones, and maybe use as like background devices for other shelves or something. But
I always pose them like laid down on the ground.
Yeah, that's a good way to use like the older clones for sure. But yeah, so the other thing I was really excited about in the reveals was of course we got the clean battle droid. with the blast
Mm.
effects.
Yeah.
The blast
Yeah.
effects. I was like,
Thumb up.
Oh,
Yep.
Yo.
I had to
They
push
got 2
2
of
on
those.
that button.
Only because we got the first one in that 2-pack,
Yeah.
and that's
Mhm.
that same body without all that weathering on there. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
and
oh yeah, I
I'm
want
a
this.
weirdo. I'm a weirdo, so like I really prefer the extra paint and weathering and sand blasting
Yeah.
and everything that's on there because
Mhm,
I like
mhm.
walking by my shelf and seeing color. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to just see like a stark gray, like straight off the line battle droid.
Yeah.
And so like, and honestly, I was so excited about the C3PO and Battle Droid pack because that scene is one of my personal favorite hilarious scenes. Where,
Uh-huh.
Die, Jedi dogs! That whole thing just.
Uh-huh.
I look back at all of that with so much fondness that like every
Uh-huh.
time when that finally shows up, when I put it on the shelf, I'm gonna walk by every day and just laugh because I'm gonna think of that scene where he's like,
Yeah.
that whole sequence when he gets switched out and then gets on the battlefield and gets knocked over and then R2's dragging his head across the arena. Like the whole thing was just hysterical to me. So I'm just super pleased to get that pack. And to me, that is like, to me, the other one's great. The other one's great. It's going to be a great army builder. I'm going to have one for sure. But I
Yeah.
am more excited about the one that everyone's kind of like dogging on a little bit because of all the
Yeah.
the paint apps and the blast part and all that stuff. And to me, that's what makes it cool, which
Yeah.
is, I was
It
also the
does.
guy that I like the carbonized line and I like the credit collection. I'm that weirdo, because I want to walk by the shelf and see that color up there.
Mhm.
So, but anyways, I'm super excited to get those. And let's see, they revealed
Get
what
to
we
it.
got the
Enoch
the
and
Enoch 2-pack.
the
Man, that
yeah,
looks so
that
fire.
And the Night
That looks
Trooper.
so fire.
the Night Trooper. Yep.
That
So,
set
yeah.
looks so fire, man.
We picked up
I want it.
everything.
Oh, nice. So
We
the
did.
bare minimum, if I will at least get to live vicariously through your reviews, at the bare minimum, I'll be able to be like, all right, Dad, Twins got them. Let me watch your review real quick.
well,
For sure.
the 3-pack, the Duel of the Fates, we
Yeah.
did not have
Hasbro.
Padawan Obi-Wan yet. So
No.
now we'll be able to
I
add
gotta
that
get-
to our
I gotta
collection.
get that. Yeah.
Well, and it wasn't an exclusive at Hasbro. We were all under the impression, everyone watching, from what I understand, thought it was Hasbro, and it's not. It was GameStop exclusive.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought I missed
Yeah.
it, but I got it.
Yeah,
So
GameStop
excited.
typically, they're typically, even if they go out of stock, it comes back in stock pretty frequently with GameStop, and then they
Okay.
also show up in stores. So
Hmm.
even if it doesn't show up at the one closest to you, like for me, I have like 6 GameStops around me, and so
Oh,
some
nice.
of them, they each get different things. I have to drive 45 minutes to get to the furthest one. I mean, they're pretty spread out, but.
Yeah.
If like one store might have one thing, like my store never got Padme, but got 3 Anakins, 3 of the little kid
Yeah,
Anakins,
right.
but never got any of the Padmes.
Uh.
But the store like 25 minutes away got 3 of the Padmes and no Anakins. I don't know why, but my point is that like if for some reason we miss out ordering that set online, or if any of the people watching do, it always is a good idea to go double check your GameStops, and even some of these GameStop exclusives and stuff will show up on like other outlets like Big Bad and other places like that. So
Maybe.
yeah, and it's gonna be a popular. I mean, I assume it's gonna be a popular one because when I saw it, I just went crazy for it. But again, I'm the guy who likes carbonized, so what do I know, right?
Oh, the 3-pack, yeah, that 3-pack.
It's sold out, isn't it?
The 3-pack?
Isn't it sold out? No, that's not sold out. It's
the
comic.
but the 3-pack, the 3-pack with the 2 Jedis, Duel of the Fates. It's a whole new Darth Maul mold. I mean, it's
Yeah,
completely
and I
new.
need all, and we're getting a single release of that Darth Maul, which is what most collectors of the line are probably gonna wait for, because most of them have that
Yeah.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, right.
Most of them have that Obi-Wan.
I don't have
have
that.
none of those figures. I have not a single one of those figures. So when I
yes,
get that pack,
But not
I
with
feel like a kid on Christmas.
Yeah. But yeah,
the
the
comic
last
one, the Yoda,
and,
and Commander Greed.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried because the same thing happened with the Mace Windu pack. The same exact thing. Everyone was going, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" And now there's so many available from the Disney store. There's so many. Like, so I'm not too worried about it.
No, because it will.
I want that set
Oh,
so bad.
It looks so nice.
It does. It looks so good. You got the swappable heads for Yoda. You get his chair, the council table chair.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It was like everything that I could possibly want from a Yoda figure. And I would almost. It's possible they release that as like a separate deluxe later, because they'll want to get as much money out of the Yoda, the chair, and like the bits that they put in there. But it's possible we get that again as like a separate release. But even if I'm getting this set regardless, because that clone looks great. But I think that helmet is not removable on the on
they
that
didn't
clone.
say.
No,
I don't think it is.
He has like a double mohawk and stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Pretty
crazy.
And so they don't. That's not removable.
So they have to make a new.
It would have been
make a
cool
new
if they did it.
unique clone head specifically
Well,
Well,
that's a big disappointment. Come on, Hasbro.
Yes.
for him.
Yes.
Look, I just want the Yoda. I mean, I want the clone, but I just want the Yoda. Just give me that Yoda, man. Right now, I have the too big, Yoda that's too big. That's the only one I've got.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we
you
have-
guys are really
we have a
lucky
couple
that
Yoda
you don't have to spring for that SHF set.
Which one?
Set? Which set?
Oh, sorry. The
yeah.
I want that. I want that so
yeah,
bad.
I paid like $300 for mine a couple of years ago.
Oh my.
I'm like,
That's insane.
Damn, dude.
It looks so good though.
Probably the best action figure I have. Like, yeah, it's so amazing, and the chair and everything, like the paint and everything is like perfect. You can even get him in like a double-handed lightsaber pose, and he has like you can change out his robes, his head, and everything.
Wow.
But it's cool though. I'm still gonna buy the Black Series version because I have like an SHF shelf with all my Figure Arts and Mafex figures, and then so even if I have like the SHF Episode 3 Anakin, which is my favorite figure, I still have the crappy Black Series one with my Revenge of the Sith Black Series figures. You know what I mean? So I'll definitely be picking up that Yoda, and I'll have two Jedi.
Yeah, I mean it's.
So that'll be sick too.
I don't think it's gonna be too hard for everyone to get a hold of either. I mean.
I think
it's
they said Disney Store's going to have it at a later date. So same thing's going to happen with that first one in the series for the clone, whatever things they're calling them. I forget. But yeah.
The clone, the clone.
Attack of the Clones? No, it's not Attack of
No, it's Clones of the Republic. That's what
That's
it is.
Clones of the Republic. Yep.
What else? What else am I missing? I know there are some other. I know we got the reveal, the Balin and the Balin.
Yeah,
reveal,
Balin. Right? Yeah, well, it wasn't. They just kind of, said something. They didn't even show it. But it's basically the mercenary with the robe, his cloak.
With the
it's his
soft
cloak.
goods. And
yeah.
But the thing I know a lot of people are going crazy about this, but the thing is like the original version is hard to come by now. For some people, you can't, like, I've seen it on, like, I know you go to get it from Big Bad right now for like 25 or 26, but there are other outlets that are selling it, as resellers selling it for 45 or $50. And I mean, and it's the thing is that Ray Stevenson is no longer with us, and so there are
Oh,
going to
right.
be
Yeah.
limited amounts of this figure for all time. So
Right.
we should just get it while the getting's good, even if it's not exactly
I'm
right,
gonna
even
buy
if the
2.
height's not right or whatever our complaints are. We're just not gonna get. We're not going to get a whole bunch more of him in any different looks or anything like that, unless it's from some animation or some other thing
Mhm.
later. So, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, because I mean, I will if I can't find a second of the original one. But I'm considering he's passed away. I think that we should be happy because we're not going to get. It's not like we're going to get 4 or 5 alternate looks of Balin. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right.
So, and it is, and I know for some people it's like they're looking at it strictly from a business standpoint, like, oh, this is shady, man, and Hasbro, they just put a cloak on them and they're re-releasing them, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, but I know several people that are even in our group that haven't been able to find that Balin in their local stores, and that says something about the figure. People, maybe even casuals, are walking down the aisle and picking them up because they know he passed away. So, I'm hoping that maybe we'll get another look of him like he was at the end of the series, where he's like standing on the hand of the father statue thing, and
Uh-huh.
looking out, and he's got those furs on him and stuff like that. I mean, it would just be cool if they gave us
Yeah.
that version. I don't know if they will, but and what else? Was there anything else?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
For Pipeline reveals, they're
Oh.
redoing Luke and Leia from A New Hope, which finally. And then
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm forgetting one, but the one that Rebel Fleet Trooper 2-pack.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
getting
From
like
the
more of
from
those.
the
And the last
Oh,
one
yeah.
Canto 5
is
or whatever.
the last one is Era from Jedi Survivor.
Right.
Have you watched the whole thing from
I
Jedi
remember
Survivor?
the
Like all the
one arm guy.
Yeah, from the High Republic, and he got
Mhm.
basically put in a Bacta tank for like 200 years or whatever. But dude, he's freaking awesome. I feel like they should have released him like a year ago with Cal Kestis, the
When
new
the
Cal
game was dropping.
Kestis.
I'm
Yeah.
still gonna get it. It's
And
gonna be
just
on
real
my shelf.
quick, be interested in like if that game's too hard to play, I think it'd be cool if we did a video game and then you guys like do a commentary or something like that. I think that'd be
Yeah,
tight.
it'd be fun. Like,
Oh, I want to try playing it. I want
do
to
like a
try playing
playthrough.
it. But we can do commentary.
I'm
Definitely.
just bad. I'm just bad at any game that isn't like basketball or football. Like video game wise. Like, I mean,
Right.
I'm okay. I'm okay at like PC game, first person like shooter games. I'm pretty good at those.
Yeah, I like those
Um,
too.
you know,
Like Call of Duty.
yeah. I played a game back in my day, called Counter Strike, and it
Mm.
was a first person shooter, team based online game, and I ended up in this like professional league team, and we were going to tournaments and all this stuff. But the
Wow.
point is that I was the worst, and I was literally there for comic relief. Like, they brought me along, and like they'd let me die in funny ways, and I'd be in their videos, and I was just terrible but funny, So,
So-
Aw.
but I do need to take some time to actually sit and play through that game at some point, man, and really get the full experience. It's the same thing with the first one. With I played through like half of it, got frustrated, and put it down, and was like, I can't do this. But yeah, so yeah. Do we? I know we
It's
got
really
some
special
vintage
to
collection
me,
reveals
like
too.
freaking
Oh, go ahead.
good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it's all right. But I was just gonna say it just bothers me that most Star Wars fans are never gonna like experience that story, you know. And it's like so freaking good. It's honestly, I feel like it's better than like anything Bad Batch. But yeah, you guys should definitely play it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it'd be fun to do, like, even to do a playthrough that, you know, we did streamed or did videos, and like you say, like we could, you know, have different ones of us that haven't played all the way through watch along, and even, you know, like you say,
Yeah.
add our commentary. But the other benefit would be that anybody who's a fan of the channel that maybe not have played the games before, or kind of like maybe they've kind of feel like they've aged out of playing video games, well, they could watch, you know, the playthrough and kind of get the story, and then gain some more connection to those characters and stuff. You know, because that's what happened to me when I watched some playthroughs, and I watched all the cutscenes and stuff online, and that made me really kind of gain more connection to the characters from the games and really appreciate them as a part of the canon and the way I view it. So, um, you know, but yeah, I think that'd be beneficial. It'd be fun. It could be a lot of fun. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
but I feel like
definitely.
gosh, let me see. Let's see. We've covered you know, Bad Batch. We've covered Acolyte. We've covered Tales of the Empire. We've covered the reveals. I was gonna say, you know, they're holding off on the HasLab for TVC until they get it right, and even Mr. Stevie posted about it, saying basically fear not, you know, they're working on it. They want to make sure that it's right, and it's something that the hype is going to basically be worth the wait, because it is something that's going to be big and important to the story and stuff. So, you know, shout out to those guys. You know, I want all the TVC and 3 3/4 inch guys to get what they want, because I would love for Hasbro to make enough money to eventually pitch us Black Series folks another HasLab at some point that was figure related and not necessarily like a helmet or a cosplay item or something like that. It'd be great if it was a figure or some sort of something like that.
The Rancor broke my heart, bro.
Too would be nice. Yeah, the Rancor was that was painful. That was painful, you know. And it'd be cool if we could even get like a solo Rancor release at some point, you know, even at a high deluxe price point, you know, like for the ones that really want to have that in their collection, you know. I feel like it's something that should be doable. It's something that should be doable on Hasbro's part. So, and I know you hear us, Hasbro. We're just a little guy, you know. Not a lot of people watch our show, but we're just getting started. But I'm telling you, if you go to, you know, there's so many other collectors from so many other channels and outlets like this that have been calling for it. So it'd be cool if in the next few years we can get a piece like that. It'd be super neat. Huge, but super neat.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd put it.
yeah. It's kind of like that TIE fighter. Like that TIE fighter that they dropped was so big, you know. And I haven't picked it up, but there's one sitting at my comic shop, like right down the road, that I've looked at 100 times and thought to myself, man, I really would love to take that home. But I'm like, where am I gonna put this thing?
Yep.
Well,
where am I gonna hang it
I
from
don't
the
know.
ceiling?
You should just get it
underneath it. When
I tried to stop Jedi Joy, but she picked one up. And we all said, where are you going to put that?
I'm going to make
it was $100 out of it.
Yeah, it was a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
you can always put it under your bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get a clear piece of glass or something and make a coffee table, or make a table out of it, make a bench out of it, like make a figure shelf out of it, you know, like put a bunch of figures on it.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Make it useful. Like, like, oh yeah, I need to have this.
It's functional, you know.
Right,
it's
functional. Yeah.
It's not just pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, something like that, or another vehicle. You know, vehicles are hard to do, obviously, but like a Jedi Starfighter or something like that would be great. Or, you know, some kind of or maybe a figure set, like a really kind of extensive figure set that like from a very specific piece of the story or something with some world building elements, kind of like they're doing with that Legends 4 pack that they're doing with Luke
Oh
and
yeah,
Luke
Yeah.
yeah,
and you know
yeah. We got
which is
that too.
clever and creative
Uh huh.
reuse on their part because you're getting to literally sell us two new Luke Skywalkers or basically a bunch two Luke Skywalkers,
Right.
Mara Jade that are all
Yeah.
to some degree reuse
Mhm.
and but at the same time that helps fund other future these types of releases so just like we got with Starkiller and whatnot so but yeah
Yeah.
so I mean it's been a great couple of days and couple of weeks for Black Series and TVC collectors cosplay
Yep.
Yeah.
collectors so and then all of us fans of the movies and shows because there have been so many really great drops,
Yeah.
and it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. It really is, and we're pretty lucky to have this awesome group of fellow fans to be able to jump on here and chat about these subjects.
Yep.
So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
missing old Rogar here. He's pretty. He's a busy guy. No, don't want to give.
Well,
him
he's in
credit
the
hard.
chat.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's chatting in there. I've been
Okay.
watching
he
along. Yeah.
he's in
You
the
like it?
chat. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
link. He knows what's
Yeah,
up.
he's in
He
there
knows
chatting.
what's up.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Did you all saw the Instagram message by Yakface, right? With the
Which
word
one?
search.
From what?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh,
fun. Yeah, all of the re-release rumors. Yeah, that's
Right.
a really
And
great
that's pretty
figure cover.
much what Nerdzoic had posted like about a
Well,
year ago.
I think it was like half of the figures that were in the word search were from his leak or whatever. But there have since
Yeah.
been some other interesting pre-orders pop back up on other outlets
Yeah.
like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad and some other ones. So
Well,
I
they
would
kind of took them
expect
down.
that's true because I might have been like jumping the gun a little bit on their part. Like maybe it wasn't officially time to drop that yet.
Right.
So I would assume that over the course of the next couple of weeks to maybe a couple of months that we're going to see a bunch of that stuff coming out because think about
Yeah.
it this way. I mean, we're already to May and by this time last year is kind of when the ball started rolling with the 2023 Black Series Renaissance. You know what I mean? It
Oh
just
boy.
seemed like
Yeah.
every few days, it seemed like every few days, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
here's another one. Oh, here's
Right.
another one. Oh,
Yeah.
here's two more. And
Yeah.
so, and I think we're kind of in a similar spot where over the next 6 to 8 weeks and kind of continuing on through just before Christmas, kind of November-ish, we should probably see a bunch of reveals and surprise drops. And the one thing about those re-releases is it allows for some surprise drops because they obviously already have the inventory of these figures.
Yeah.
And so they're just, at any point in time, they go, okay, Entertainment Earth, go ahead and run those. Big Bad, here you go, or whatever, however the fan channels are working with those.
Yeah.
Like, here you go, there, drop them and start advertising them, pushing them, and yada yada. So that allows for some pretty key, important re-releases. I think that's how we'll get Rex, and I think that's how we'll get some of those other ones that we really
Yeah.
want. So
I agree.
yeah, which I'm happy, man. I know there's some people that think it's, like, oh, it's just repacks and re-releases, but I mean, every year I feel like where as many people might drop out of the line, there's more and more collectors jumping into the line and getting
Right.
excited about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree because
so
that's with Jedi Joy and I myself. We started a couple years ago, so we don't have they're really high priced. Some of those stuff that they're going to re-release.
Yeah.
So
Right,
I'm excited to get it.
like I didn't really start understanding like how these releases were working and stuff until I got to a couple of years in at least. Like so I've been at it for right about 5 years. in my
Uh-huh.
first couple of years I wasn't checking online in communities. I was just like going to stores and grabbing figures when I saw them, and sometimes browsing the web. And I had no
Mhm.
idea who Yak Face was, or any of these channels, or any of that. I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
I was just collecting and then making music, and and so it wasn't until later on when I started. I'm like, how come I can't find this, or what's going on with this? And I started kind of looking into it and stumbling across some of these channels and some of these places that drop rumors and yada yada, and that started informing my ability to collect. So like, even like I look back then, I'd be like, oh, I'd pass on something that dropped because I'm like, oh, it's this character. Oh, it's like Qui-Gon. I walked past the Qui-Gon like 6 times and was like, oh, I'm sure they're gonna release him again. I'm really on the hunt for this right now. Hopefully I can find him. And not really understanding how it works,
Oh, yeah,
And so
right.
now looking back, I'm like, dang, dude, now I either gotta spend, for a while there's like I gotta spend $50 to get a new Qui-Gon, because he hasn't been re-released. And luckily patience has paid off because now we're getting that free pack that I so desperately need.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
and that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like those re-releases give people like me, like you guys, and other folks who may have come into the line a little bit later, maybe haven't been doing it
Mhm.
for 11 years or however long it's been around.
Yeah.
It gives us a chance to kind of get some of those great figures that they got. So, and it should be that way. Like, yeah, leave the con exclusive ones maybe to be like the Grail items that are a lot harder to get a hold of, but like regular Captain Rex that goes for like $150 or whatever, like in the red box or whatever it is, just re-release it, man. Like
Yeah.
it that makes sense not to, and for a collector who has it to be like, well, now my collection's getting devalued. Well, to me,
Well,
I would say to
Yeah.
them, I would say you should have the con exclusive one because that is the actual rare one. That's
uh-huh.
the one that's specialty. That's the one that's it's kind of like the difference between the Star Killer in the big box set and the Star Killer that comes, just Star Killer and his lightsaber.
Or the
You know,
white
Right.
box Mandalorian.
Same thing. Like if you had
Yeah.
the white box Mandalorian, you were there on day
Mhm.
one. Of course, it's going to carry more value naturally. But if you
Mhm.
just have the red box regular Mando, if you go look on there, you can get it for like 17 or $18 in a lot of places. In the red
Uh-huh.
and black box. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how it should be. And for fellow collectors, if any of you guys happen to be watching this stream, this isn't a shade on you guys. It's just saying like, be happy for some of us that are collectors that may have not gotten hold of some of these older releases, because it's not devaluing your collection. It's giving an opportunity to a whole nother group of collectors and infusing the line with more revenue, which is a potential for better and more figures in the future. So it's a win-win for everybody involved, I think. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anywho, but I don't know. Is there anything else that we're forgetting? Before we start to kind of wind this thing up, we've been running a pretty good stream so far, running about
Yeah.
an hour and a half, almost hour and 20 minutes. So,
Mhm.
is there anything we haven't covered that you guys can think of?
Not
Hmm.
no. No,
No.
would
What
you
do you
all
guys
go
have? Real quick, what do you guys have coming up, twins? Do y'all have you mentioned a drop you got over on FanForce? Any other interesting videos or stuff coming up?
Well, we're gonna work on
Yeah.
getting oh, go ahead, Jedi Joy. She has the
Yeah,
schedule
well,
all in
we're-
her head.
Yeah, right. We're going to try and get a video together of our little trip to the Pops yesterday at the Pittsburgh Pops. They did a Star Wars theme, and we're going to try and put like a little short together for that. And then we're going to try and do a video. We were at the Toy Palooza today in Pittsburgh, and we're going to do like a toy haul video from the Toy Palooza. And so we're going to try and put that together.
And we
Yeah, so
also got a couple
we
nice
picked up a few
interview
things.
stuff. Interviews from a couple of the vendors there that were very interesting. And so we'll kind of do that, make some videos out of that. And we got some more figures we got in. So we got
nice.
figure reviews
Yeah,
coming
my
out
gosh.
our ears,
Lots.
That's what
You
we
know.
want to see. That's what we
Yeah.
want to see. Give us
We
the
can't
figures.
produce them quick. Yeah, we We can't put them out as quick as they come in. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
That's
I
the
mean,
hard
that's a
part.
you know
So
that's a good problem to have. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Anakin, I know we have, we still kind of got some planning to do, but we'll have a podcast coming up. I would say in a few
Yeah.
weeks, we'll probably
Well,
be fully ready.
yeah, I wanted to do for the Acolyte trailer, but since it dropped yesterday, I think it'd be nice to just plan the first episode after the first episodes of the act plan to talk about that and have anybody on who wants to come on. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think
That'd
they're
be fun.
dropping
That'd be
2
fun.
episodes the first day.
Yeah, that's right. It is
Yeah,
available every
so
day.
I'll start
Uh-huh.
planning it out now, honestly.
But
Okay.
And
and then
Jill,
I know,
Yeah.
guys.
were you
Go ahead,
still wanting
Anakin. Sorry.
Jill, were you still wanting to know about the High Republic?
Oh, you want
You never messaged me back.
about the High Republic? You want to still want to know
Oh.
about it, Jill?
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out where it all comes into play. And I think you were kind of explaining a little bit today, but I'm still
We should do a video.
confused. Yeah, we need to do something cuz I
Mhm.
want to understand it before it actually
So
happens.
just to kind of give you a quick breeze by, like, you have the old Republic is like Revan and Bastila, etc. And then that continues to you got Malgus and all of those guys. That all kind of continues the old Republic. The High Republic is kind of like the height of the Jedi's hubris and the height of the Jedi's glory and like the height of the Republic. You know what I mean? That's why they call it the High Republic, and that's why you see all the golds and whites and all that stuff. So you're kind of going from old Republic, right,
Yeah.
to the High Republic to the prequels and so on and so forth. It goes that way,
Uh-oh.
I think.
I would
do have
say that the prequels is the height of the Jedi's hubris. It's like the
Okay.
height right before it turned into hubris.
Ah.
say it.
See, I looked at
Okay.
the prequels as kind of like the height of their dogma, not the height of their egos. Like I look at they have just kind of gotten into a rut of religiosity. Like they're just going through the motions and they're just following the following the book essentially, and they're not really listening to the Force so much as they are just going by the text, kind of, to use an analogy. That's how I've always seen it, but I'm not saying that's how it is. It's just
Not the
kinda
right
way
text.
I've viewed it. Huh?
I have another question though for Anakin. Is there any kind of
Oh.
reference books out there that go through all like the old Republic and the High Republic and where the acolyte is
Well-
and falls in and
So a lot of the old Republic stuff, so there's old source books and stuff, but for the High Republic, yeah, one of them is a character encyclopedia, and one of
Okay.
them is all of I think like the art and the conception of the places and characters in the timeline. And then if you get the Star Wars Timelines book that just came out,
Oh.
they cover the High Republic in there pretty extensively for what they have so far.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to look that up then. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear
Thanks.
all of that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I caught it
No
mostly.
problem.
It was kind of broken up,
it's-
but
It's choppy. Yeah,
The
it's a
thing
little
is it
choppy.
does
Yeah, I'll
have-
have
So
to
we'll
figure
work on
out
that.
Reporting. Right, we just have local reporting going on though, right? So we should be able to go through if we want to and turn this into something without some of that choppiness.
okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how it works. So we'll just have to go and look at it. But anyways, was there anything else? I guess I could plug Tom's Days again. Wednesday we'll go over a little bit of Tales of the Empire, and we'll talk a little bit about the releases that we have coming up. I will probably feature Jeffrey Albert's photo, since nobody entered the photo competition this week. And we'll just keep running the competition until the challenge until people start jumping in. But that challenge will be run out of the Hip Hop Jedi group on Facebook. So any of you guys can participate. Jedi Twins, if y'all want to participate, the challenge is up on the Facebook page.
And how long's that run for?
Okay.
It just up until Wednesday. If you post it before Wednesday morning, I'll include it. I'll include it in there. In the show. So
sounds good.
Okay, I totally missed it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's there because I want people in the group to feel like they can participate in the show, and and folks, a lot of folks in our group and then other groups too that we're participating in love to take pictures of their figures and their collection. So, and Jeffrey's real creative, and he doesn't use a lot of fancy stuff in order to make his photos. And I thought, it'd just be a great way to kind of encourage anybody who's got a collection and might want to share those pictures to get something out there. So again, head over to our community group. It's called the Hip Hop Jedi over on Facebook. Anybody that's watching, if you want to participate in the challenge, that's how you do it, and we'll feature it on Tom's Days. Am I right? Also, so I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you're not following us on YouTube or Facebook and all the other usuals, make sure you like, subscribe, drop comments, and show love. Check out the Jedi Twins for all their Black Series figure content on their channel. And then, of course, you can catch them here on Fan Force Alliance. Again, we have Anakin over here. That's our guy in the chair. He kind of helps us with a lot of the technical stuff, helps keep us on schedule, helps give us topics and stuff to talk through. And then he'll be running the podcast with me, among other things, man. I mean, the dude is a very multifaceted asset to Fan Force Alliance. We didn't get to bring on Jedi Rogar or Ryan Speaks Geek today, but that's okay. We will have this meeting of the minds once a month on the Fan Force Alliance channel live, and we will have all sorts of fun discussions regarding Star Wars and the fandom. So, guys, I think that just about covers it. Anything else you want to say?
No. I think we're all good.
Thanks, Anakin, for doing everything, though. Thanks for
setting
putting
it
it all
all
together there, Anakin. Appreciate it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, guys, once again, I want to thank you for joining us here live on the Fan Force Alliance. We appreciate you guys. Come back here again once a month to catch us live, and make sure you catch all of our videos and everything here on the channel as they drop. Show your support, share, like, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you again soon. Much love. May the Force be with you. We are out, guys.